in Wayne fashion, I had to do something for my brother. So it's very interesting that we keep talking about Wayne as a legend. The name of my poem is called The Legend. It's kind of long. All right. Bear with me, y'all, because I get very emotional when I read. Some girls have dads to look up to for the image of perfection. For me, it was my brother's love that came to mirror that same connection. The man, the myth, the legend, they tagged as Wonderful Wayne. He had husband, father, sibling love flowing through his veins. He was the first one to ever show me what it meant to be protected, and he transformed the lives of so many people in ways so unexpected. To me, he was everything a little sister could dare to dream. To me, he was my brother Wayne, but like a dad, he almost seemed. There's a man that lives beyond the online stories that you read. Let me start over. You threw me off. Some girls have dads to look up to for that image of perfection. For me, it was my brother's love that came to mirror that same connection. The man, the myth, the legend, they tagged as Wonderful Wayne. He had husband, father, sibling love flowing through his veins. He was the first one to ever show me what it meant to be protected, and he transformed the lives of so many people in ways so unexpected. To me, he was everything a little sister could dare to dream. To me, he was my brother Wayne, but like a dad, he almost seemed. There's a man that lives beyond the online stories that you read. There's a man that 40 years ago left a legend as his seed. There's a man that loved his family in ways that words could not describe. There's a man who was so much more to us than just the way he died. The picture of a man can always reveal the portrait of a king. Unlike today's society where it's measured by material things. If you can visualize his greatness, then you are just beginning to see. He was the epitome of a visionary, then only a legend could he be. The load he carried was a heavy one. He did not cower down and hide. He made a daily living sacrifice in order to provide. The empire would have been impenetrable if the world had let him finish. They say the rugged moves in overdrive to stain your life with blemish. To title him a drug dealer is just beyond so rudimentary, but that's just because they could not know what it means to be legendary. He was a first in so many corners of life, from what he drove to how he moved. He easily became a leader of men with absolutely nothing he had to prove. He was far beyond impressionable, a forward-thinking innovator. He grew some boys to men, even way back then. He was a meticulous cultivator. He could melt away my young attitude, as strong as we all know it could be. He led us all inside a world a girl like me wasn't meant to see. It's like he sensed what I was craving, a love beyond imagination. He gave me love and life and confidence, hence my reverence and admiration. Greatness does not rest its laurels on money, fame, and cars. It's created by blood, sweat, and tears, and a battlefield of scars. There's so much I want to tell you. You won't believe what I've become. A mother, a lawyer, a lover of God, but brother, I've also grown quite numb. That life can be this unforgiving when you can't define your fate. And no matter how much love you give, it still won't stop the hate. I'm a Davis girl through and through. It's a badge I carry with pride. I got an air that swarms around me. It's some shit I dare not hide. Google claims it knows you. Others try to capitalize off your fame. The family has a simple request. Put some respect on his name.
On his name.
What you exemplify to family may not be as exciting as the fiction. The narrative we pen of you is far more private and restricted. But to really know this man, you have to understand all of his foundation. The truth will not unearth itself without intense examination. I lost so much direction and love with you away. I felt so disconnected, I didn't know why you didn't stay. I had to take some pieces of strength from all the gems that you had laid. I had to own up to my truth that I was Davis made. The broken, shattered pieces still left a legacy behind. And even in your absence, Wayne, you are still the tie that binds. For 40 years and 11 days, we've grieved a loss we can't explain. When it's hard to detail the reasoning, you can't replace the pain. Death takes so much away from the living when we are forced to lift our chin. But if we shrink or back away from life, we let the haters win. It's always quite the flatter when young people look up to you. But it also makes me wonder what part of you they even knew. You were hyper intellectual and you were far beyond your time. I wish you could tell them to dream much bigger so they can live beyond their prime. I need you to tell them that envy is often closer than they think, that they will shift their love to someone else before your eyes can blink. Your business acumen was quite impeccable. You had thought-provoking vision. I wish you could tell them your humble beginnings so they can change their life's decisions. I cannot fathom what your heart and mind was often forced to carry. The truth is, it's far too much for some, which is why you're legendary. Imagine what my life would be if you had the chance to watch me grow. I'd be a whole lot to deal with if you could have taught me all you know. Your wife forever loves you. She is as solid as they come. There's not a day that has passed in all these years, Team Wayne, since day one. Some loyalty needs no testing. She's the angel you left behind. She was left to protect your legacy. Her love has survived the test of time. Your sons are living images. They are the best men and fathers too. Without you even being here, they are great dads just like you. Your siblings, we have raised our children to understand just who you are. To know the stock they come from is beating in their hearts. You gave the world a stellar performance before the curtain closed. The fiction writers don't understand that this is not the life you chose, but you stood within your purpose of bringing light into the world. You sacrificed your life for us. You truly changed this little girl. A man's riches is not defined by what he has acquired, and rarely is it identified by what that man desires. A man finds his riches in just how much he is loved, from the lives he touched on this here earth to the real big man above. He was a husband, father, brother, and friend, a businessman outside the streets. He had assets before he was old enough, and he made plates so y'all could eat. Close your eyes a second and visualize how he could be all these things too. And then imagine that this was all constructed by a man aged 22. When God marks you for greatness, it gets tatted on your heart. It searches for only the best of men, the ones who can play the part. It feeds off strength and the favor of God. It ain't meant for all to carry, because it takes a wonderful kind of man to be truly legendary. Love your little sister.